Hello everybody, and welcome back to Space Engine. It's always fun to get back to Space Engine. At least I think so. Where are we? Alright, I was checking out Captain Star, earlier. It's just a fun little Halo star. We're the closest Halo star to Earth. It might have been a part of a, dwarf galaxy that collided with the Milky Way. It's a fun place. But no, that's not where we're going. Alright. Captain Star B. Is that one confirmed? I thought it was like still unconfirmed. And C. Let's go to C because it has rings. Actually, I think B is confirmed. I don't know if C is though. But this planet would be like incredibly old. Like, because Captain Star is a very ancient star, so its planets would be absolutely just like incredibly old, older than our entire solar system. So, fun time ahead. But no, first off, we're gonna go to M82. Excuse me. M82. M80. There we go. And I'm gonna look for something in the night sky, or a planet that has a nice night sky. Boop. All right. Ah, yes. Well, for maximum effect, let's go to the outskirts of the galaxy and check out there. Because that's where you're going to find a lot of the fun stuff. Alright, let's start planet hunting. That'll suck. A blue supergiant. To shreds, you say. There are a lot of blue supergiants. Oh, that's kind of fun. Sure, let's go there. Boop. And now I'm gonna come down. And we're gonna have a nice little time at night. Alright, once that loads in, we look up, and that is our night sky. Let me just get rid of that. Man, that'd be cool. I would appreciate that. Although, isn't this galaxy like an active? No, it isn't an active quasar. It's like something else going on. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. It's vague. Like M82 is vaguely familiar. I've seen pictures of it, but I forget what causes that structure. It might be like quasar is an active galactic nuclei, and it might have one. Oh man, I know a lot of useless facts, but I'm not completely up to date on my active galaxy. It looks like a barbell kind of structure from the core, so that could have been quasar related, or at least the central black hole having problems. Huh. I'll have to look that up because I don't actually remember what causes that structure. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with the central black hole, but I'm not 100% on that one. But yeah, you know, let's just stay here for a while. Why not? These are all mostly blue stars, and blue stars kind of suck. Who's an orange giant? Ah, no, no. All right. A hot Jupiter. That looks kind of featureless. Boop. Wow, it looks really featureless, but it's very squished, so it probably has a high rate of rotation. What's its distance, glass, hot Jupiter, gravity, axial tilt, solar day, 8 hours, yeah. Jupiter has an 8-hour day. It rotates very quickly along its axis, which is always fun. Oh man. Oh, I watched the live stream of the Lucy launch a couple days ago. That was fun. Yeah, that one's gonna be like out and about in the solar system for like I think the mission is like 12 or 15 years. I think it's 15 years. So we got to the Trojan asteroids, which are actually pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to that. It has quite the transit ahead of it though, so it has a way to go. New Horizons is still chugging along. Voyager's still chugging along. Mars has moved out from behind the sun, so we can communicate with it again. So the Ingenuity and Curiosity and the Chinese lander, all the orbiters, they're all doing great. So that's all well and good. A lot of missions to Mars. I need more missions to Venus, honestly. Actually, if I had to choose, I'd be like Venus, Titan, and I guess the Moon, because the Moon's pretty good. It's close by. A lot of fun stuff at the Moon. Actually, that naphthalene spacecraft thruster I'm working on, it's like the basic concept for the nanosat. Is originally I was thinking, oh, a ride share to Venus if I can get that ready in time in the next 8 years. And I'm still kind of aiming for that, but it looks like the more likely outcome is I might be able to get a ride share on a mission to the moon, because there's a ton of companies offering lunar ride shares, and it's easier and closer by. And the company that makes the chipsets that's going to be the heart of the vehicle is actually working on one specifically to go to the moon, so that might be a possibility. So I'm kind of working on, like, both vehicles would be like pretty much the exact same, so I can just make one and it can go wherever the hell it wants. Oh, galaxies are very close by. Alright, we have subglacial multicellular, cool. But yeah, so I have two kind of mission concepts. The one going to the moon, I've called Cynthia, which is the name was like an epithet for Selene or Artemis. Like it had some relation to a moon deity. And then the one to Venus is I'm calling Hesperus, which was one of the names for Venus. Like Hesperus and Phosphorus were the two names for the morning and evening star. And because back in the day, it was thought that Venus was like it was actually two different planets that would pop up in the morning and in the evening. But now it was the same planet. So it was actually there was a quip by some philosopher who made the comment Hesperus is phosphorus, and it's like, yeah. So I have that kind of going in the pipeline. It's going. Today I've been working kind of on like solar panel geometry to see what would be like the best option for maximum illumination. Because the original idea I was like, oh, I'll just deploy two like small CubeSat solar panels and it'll be fine. Oh, we landed on the star. Oh no. But I was thinking, I don't really want a deployed solar panel setup, because that would be kind of unnecessarily complicated. And I don't like complicated. So I kind of I made a couple very basic, like cylindrical, like, basically the solar cell would just be a film wrapped around it, or squares, like little cubes around it. And the cube one actually looks to be one of the better ones in terms of, like, just passive illumination if the camera is facing like towards the planet or the object. Although the cylinder one did actually do a pretty good job, so I don't know. I'll kind of keep playing around with it. Oh, this one's one with life. Multicellular terrestrial life. Cool. Again, I have like almost a decade to figure this out, so it doesn't have to be figured out all at once. I'm still working on the actual thruster, which, God, I've been talking to so many people about trying to get naphthalene to test it, because not a thing here in Canada anymore. It's no longer used in pesticides, so I can't buy mothballs that are made of naphthalene, and I can't really import it. If I went to the United States physically and brought like a small amount back over the land border, I could do that, but I'm not doing that because I do not want to go to the United States. So what did I click that did that? Uh-oh. Anyways, so I've been kind of thinking about what I'm going to do in terms of testing, and I think the best option is to use something similar. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, oh, what's it called? Camphor. There we go. Oh, which is also used as a pesticide. Like it's basically like it's used in modern mothballs along with other stuff. So I'm probably just going to use camphor to test it. God damn it. Because that makes it easier for me to do. I have no idea how I turn this on. I have no idea how to turn it off. It's one of the... There we go. So that'll be kind of fun. I'm not sure if it'll work as well as naphthalene, but we'll see. The point is, it just has to roughly work so I can get basic metrics out of it. And then if I can get some collaboration with an institution, I'm kind of working my way into the University of Calgary, like into their psyche. I already have a fairly good working relationship with the astronomy department. I'm going to see if I can get the chemistry or engineering department on my side. But we'll see. Because I want this to work, and it'll work eventually. All right. What's the topic for today? Because I've already wasted half the video talking about nothing. Well, that's right. Moons, or submoons, moonlets. A moon of a moon. Because why not? I wonder if you can get a moon. Anyways, yeah, moons are hypothetical objects where you have an object orbiting an object orbiting an object. So like an object orbiting a moon orbiting a planet kind of situation. So I guess technically a moon is a moon of a star, but no, we're excluding stars from this, so it has to be an object orbiting a moon of a planet. And there aren't any known. Kepler 1625b has a very large planet, or it has like a planet that may have a very large moon orbiting it. And if it does, then that moon could potentially have moons of itself, so those might be moons, but none are confirmed. The moon of Saturn, actually, Rhea, might have rings, and like the geometry of the rings that are like hypothesized are very thin and very narrow, which suggests like a shepherding moon. So there could be a moon around Rhea. However, when Cassini was looking directly, it didn't find any evidence of rings or a moon around Rhea. So we'll have to take a closer look. Might not even be there, but you never know. It could be kind of fun. And Iapetus, another moon of Saturn, may have had moons, or may have had a moon back in the day, as an explanation for its like equatorial ridge that it randomly has. However, I wonder if Iapetus's ridge might be a product of Saturn's rings. Like if Iapetus formed in the plane of one of the rings and was just there gathering up debris around the equator for a bit before being kicked off into a different orbit. Like, that might work. I'm not sure. Not knowing Iapetus' orbit off the top of my head, and just going off what I know of shepherding moons, it's not a terrible hypothesis. But the idea that an object got close to Iapetus and rained down on its equator, like a moon that it ripped apart, also actually makes sense. The ridge of Iapetus is actually pretty cool. In fact, its whole like two-tone situation is pretty cool. I enjoy it. In fact, in Arthur C. Clarke's 2001: A Space Odyssey, in the book, they go to Saturn, and it's Iapetus that has the monolith on it. But then the movie, they did Jupiter and Europa because they couldn't get the rings to look realistic enough on screen. So they just said, screw it, we're going to Jupiter. And then in 2010, which is the sequel novel, it was a sequel essentially to the movie, so it took place around Jupiter. Actually, all four of the Space Odyssey books they're sequels, but they're not. Like Arthur C. Clarke basically stated that each book, like they are sequels in that they take place in the future, like in like future events to the last ones, but they're not in the same universe. Like they're each like they're individual universes. So it's kind of like you have multiverse of similar events, and the books take place in these similar events because 2001, 2010 do not take place in the same universe. And I think the other one was like 3001 or something like that, and it did not take place. It's like every book has slight universal changes to the other one. So it's like they're sequels, but they're also in different isolated universes to each other. So I know in one of them, um, Jupiter's ignited into a star, and Europa's thawed, and there's like creatures that live on it that becomes intelligent. And then another one, like the monoliths were going to destroy Earth to give the Europans a chance to evolve because whatever species left them there deemed the Europans of more potential than humanity, so it chose to destroy us. And then humanity stopped them by hacking the monoliths. Which is funny because in the book, I think it was 2010, or it might have been the 3001, there were creatures living in the clouds of Jupiter, but they weren't intelligent. They were like big floating cow things, like jellyfish in the sky. And so the monoliths exterminated them by igniting Jupiter because it deemed the Europans as better potential than the Jovian jellyfish things. So it's like whatever species built the monoliths in the Space Odyssey books they're not nice. Like they don't mean to be just overtly evil, but they're not nice. They're straight up not nice. Oh, this is kind of fun. Like what's the word? It's like they kind of like have moral relativism going on, where they have to like they weigh different species above others, and it's like, you know, oh yeah, we'll easily exterminate this one to give this one a chance, and it's like, why? I think the idea was it's like the monoliths deemed the Europans as higher potential, and they didn't want humanity to screw with them, which is fair, but exterminating humanity was not a good solution, in my opinion. I might be biased because I am human, but you know. That book was also weird because a ship crash lands on Europa in the ocean because they're like they were like looking for a giant diamond was kicked out of Jupiter when it ignited, and it crashed into the ocean of Europa and made a large island that could be seen with telescopes floating in the ocean, or not floating but in the ocean. And people wanted it, but they couldn't get to it because the monolith creatures were like, "Don't go near Europa," and Earth was like, "Okay." If it had stayed in orbit, it would have been a moon of Europa. Haha, I'm bringing back to that. Actually, there just isn't much to talk about with moons. They're hypotheticals. They're really cool, but we don't actually have any confirmed. It's more just like, oh, there could be some here, could be some there. There's asteroids with moons. In fact, what I think the DART mission. I think it's called DART. The one being sent out that's gonna plow into an asteroid to change its orbit. It's going to be plowing into the moon of a larger asteroid to try to move to change the orbit of the moon, of the asteroid's moon, the asteroidlet. So that's kind of cool too. I'm looking forward to that. I wonder if they like could calculate the asteroid that Deep Impact hit. I wonder if they were able to calculate its orbit before and after that, because that was a fairly energetic impactor. But that was also a fairly large asteroid, so I doubt it did very much. Not in the short run term, anyway. In the long term, it might have done a lot. Like, I'm talking millions of years. Not that it matters. If you're going to divert an asteroid, you need more than a million years. Alright, I'm still here. Whoa. Ooh, clusters and a nebula. Let's find somewhere fun to set down. Ooh, you look pretty. Not a solid surface, but you look pretty nonetheless. Ooh. I like that. Okay, who are you? M81. Oh. Oh, M81. Yeah. That's also familiar. Let's hang out on a moon of this here. A temperate arid Terra. It has an atmosphere? Cool. Nitrogen, carbon dioxide, water, like an ethane group, and ammonia. H2 or C2H2. Isn't that like no, propane is like C4H4 or something like that. That's like ethane or something. Again, I always get the those hydrocarbon groups like mixed up in my head. I will eventually write them down and keep them on my desk as a reminder. This is kind of a nice place. It's kind of barren and desolate. Ground looks kind of oddly shiny. Planets up there. Yeah. Alright, fun times. Anyways, I'll end it off there. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you would like to request, or if you have ideas for a place for me to visit, let me know. Suggestions for topics, let me know. If you want to help out the channel, you can subscribe to the Patreon account if you want. I'll have a link to that below. And yeah, space.